Hello and welcome to Magzie's Fun Time. This is Magzie, and we are back here on WoW. We're doing our WoW guide, and as per the other one, the trial video, and also the controls and UI will be in a link down below on this video. Okay, so you can go check those out if you're new to the game. Okay, we're going to go over the Horde races now. Okay, now there are customizations. I'm not going to go through all the customizations for every race, guys. You can jump in here, you start a trial account for free, download the game. It takes about 5 to 10 hours depending on your download speed or upload speed, download speed. And you can come on here and mess around with all these little customization things. So the first one is Orc. Orcs may enrage to increase damage. It's a really powerful move. Their resistance to stun effects, and also their pets do increase damage. Now, I usually take that to mean hunters, but there's several pets. There's several classes that do pets. Hunters have pets. Locks have pets, and these are ones that stay out all the time. You can get a pet for a mage, but I don't know if that counts for them. They do deal damage though, and I think they do count as a pet, but I don't know if they count as a pet for that, so be mindful of that. The shaman has a couple of summonable pets for a short period of time, and also DKs have a summonable pet on, I think, only one spec now. Unholy, if I'm not mistaken. So, but if you're gonna go hunter or lock, it would be good to go here because you do get that enraged effect also, and then increased damage from your pets would have benefit you too. There are some good choices though for those two. So there's that, and I'll let you read this right here. You can pause it and read it. Undead can remove fear, sleep, and charm effects. Can consume corpses. They have to be humanoid corpses, and they will regain health and mana from that. This is a kind of a new one. I haven't heard of this one, so I'll have to start me one. I'm planning on doing a lock over there, so I might do an undead lock just to see what this drain is. They can drain health from enemies, and resistant to shadow damage. Also, a little flavor text here telling you a little bit about it. Torrents. There's that. May stomp and stun nearby opponents. They have increased stamina. Their herbalism skill and speed are increased. It's the same as the Worgans over here, only it's for herbalism instead of skinning. And also, if you are a druid using Taurens, oh, dude, it's magnificent. It's awesome. Can they have druids? Yeah, they can. There it is, right there. Druids. Not every race can have druids, so you have to. If you want to be druid, you can only have a certain selection of races. So just be mindful of that. That's something I didn't go over either. On the screen when you're watching, make sure you check your races here. The ones that are grayed out, you can't be that on that race. I didn't. I'll do a little update and add it onto the end of the ally ones. But if it's grayed out over here, you can't be that class. If you want to be that class, make sure you're finding the race that can be that class. So they're resistant to nature damage and have increased effect of critical strikes. So it's not increased critical strikes; it's increased the effect of the critical strikes. So. And we're going to have to do that little trick again. So there's the top part. There's the bottom part. We have Trolls. Berserk increases the attack and cast speed. So these guys have an ability that you press just like the Orcs, but instead of increased damage, it increases the attack speed of it. It kind of still increases the damage because you get more attacks in say a minute. So, They do have increased regeneration, so their health comes back a little bit faster. They increased experience gain from killing beast. So if you're going to stay within the beast area, killing animals and stuff, you might want to go with the troll. And one of the things the best about the trolls, you can be any class in the game except for paladin on the troll. Any one of them. So that's pretty powerful among itself. And they got such a wider range of choices. Not being able to be the paladin isn't really that much of a loss. They have reduced duration of movement and parrying effects. And there's their little flavor text. We have Blood Elves. Enchanting skill is increased, so if you're going to go enchanting, this would be a good race to do for you. Can restore resources such as mana and energy. And I'm going to go ahead and read this, then we'll talk about it, okay? They also silence nearby enemies. What they have is this little move, and it'll be on your bar usually. And you click that move while you're standing next to your enemy, and it will silence them. And when you do that, it'll restore either mana or energy, depending on what class you're going. And then they are resistant to arcane damage. So we'll do this, and then this. There you go. Now, goblins. These are like the Worgens and the Pandorians, where they have their own starting area. So you will, the Worgen, the Goblin, and the Pandorian, you will have to be at least level 15 and do the entire quest series in order to get out of the starting area before you can actually come out to the actual world where the actual people are. So, and there will be actual people in the world where you're at if they're doing Goblins, Worgens, or Pandorians, depending on which one. So there's a Goblin area, there's a Worgen area, and then there's a Pandorian area. And only Goblins will be in the Goblin area, only Worgens will be in the Worgen area, and only Pandorians will be in the Pandorian area. So that's the way that works. Goblins, for me, are a really, really powerful race, okay? And I'll tell you why after we get through all the races. We'll come back and I'll talk about Goblin a little bit. They can rocket jump forward, and I believe that used to do damage if you rocket jumped into an enemy. I don't know if that's still the case, okay? You can launch rockets at the enemy, or maybe that's what I'm thinking about. Receive vendor discounts. Very, very powerful. Can periodically summon a personal bank, which is awesome. They have haste increase. It's the only race, you've seen all of them, I've went over them. It's the only race with a haste increase. So if you're looking for more haste on a character than normal, going with a Goblin would be pretty good. Alchemy skill and potions healing increased. So whenever you drink a potion, or you make a potion or use it, you'll get a little increased effect from it. And then there's their flavor text. I'll have to do it like this again. So there we go. And then the Pandorians again, which I'll go over and again in this video, can join the Horde or the Alliance. May put enemies to sleep with a touch of their hand. They have inner peace, which means twice as much rested experience as normal. Increased benefit from eating foods, so all consumable foods will give you an increased effect over a normal character. Cooking skills increased, and they're bouncy and take less fall damage. And there's their flavor text. So we're gonna come back to this now. If you join a guild with this, having somebody around with you that's in your guild, preferably a bank guild, but just in your guild, will let you summon a personal bank and a guild bank, which means you can actually put all your stuff in your bank if your bags get full, and then wait for the cooldown and fill up your bags again. So if you're going to do like a solo thing or like a grinder farmer type person, this will be the race you want to go with, hands down. this guy will make you more money just because you don't have to keep making trips back and forth to town or a vendor. You can just shove your stuff in there, all the stuff you want to keep. Probably one of the first tunes you want to get your Regent tab opened up on. And you can't go wrong with this. The only problem with this one is the starting area. You can't get around that though, because you can start a Death Knight, Goblin Death Knight, and you won't have to go through that area. Although the Death Knights have their own starting area that you do have to go through to get out into the real world. But if you don't like the Goblin starting area, you can always do the Death Knight starting area with the Goblin. Same with the other two over here. So if you don't like their areas, you can just do the Death Knight version of them. I would wait to do a Death Knight until you get to level 55. I don't think you have to anymore, but for me it's kind of cheaty starting at 55 if you haven't leveled a tune. So I don't know. I think they were supposed to have taken that out. If not, post in the comments. We'll let you know. Now, again, you have to go through here and check the races that you want. So, if you like this episode, we'll go with the hunter. Also, the hunter, just so you know, the hunter starts with a different pet depending on the race you are. So, and it's one of the classes that every race on here can be a hunter except for gnomes. No gnomes hunters. Now, gnomes have been crapped on over the years because they used to only have like 4 things they could be, and now they got a huge selection of stuff. So it used to be just warrior, rogue, mage, and Death Knight. Which means before Death Knight come along, it was just warrior, rogue, and mage, and lock. That was it. Lock, warrior, rogue, mage, and lock, and then they added priest. So that's pretty cool. But this is the Horde thing. So now, which class that you go is completely dependent on you and your likes. You do not have to use these little bonuses here to decide on what you want to be. If you like, say you just like being a blood elf, then you can start a blood elf of anything that's on their list. You can click on here, see? They can be anything but druids and chamois. So unless you wanted to be a druid or a chamois, you can just be a blood elf. So that's the kind of thing. And then there's female versions of all the classes. So you can go through and look at those if you want. And take your time with this, guys. Take your time with this, because you're gonna have to re-roll your character if you don't like it. So, and if you get halfway through and decide you don't like the actual race you are, you can do a race change, which is I think $25, unless and that's an alliance only. No, not alliance, but a faction only. So you'd have to change it to Horde or to an alliance race or a Horde race, depending on whether you're alliance or Horde. You can do faction change, but I don't know if that changes your race. So you can look that up online and see what all the benefits of those two services are. So, if you like this episode, make sure you smack the like button. If you subscribe to my channel, I'll send notifications when I have new videos out. You can come check them out and see if you like them. If you do like this video and want to share it with your friends, tell me how much you liked it. There's a share tab down below. Click on the share tab, copy the link, post it on your Facebook, Twitter, wherever you do social media. And if you have any other tips about these races, for the Alliance, post it on the Alliance video. For the Horde, post it on the Horde video. And anybody who watches this video and looks down in the comments, they'll see your little tips. And there's lots of people that read the comments too, guys, so don't worry about that. If you don't want to post a comment just because you don't think people read them, people do read them. So, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.